I think anyone that knows us very well knows that we're both like kind of fiery a little bit.
Speak for yourself.
Is there anything that the other person does that's annoying?
How long do we have?
Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is a little bit different. I have a special guest, my sister Kaelin.
Hi.
Kaelin actually also has her own YouTube channel, and if you follow me on Instagram or Snapchat, or if you watched the Vlogmas videos, you definitely would have seen a lot of Kaelin by this stage.
Too much.
Probably too much. So Kaelin just launched her channel a couple of weeks ago, and we figured it could be fun just to sit down today on my channel and do a quick video together. Back in October, Kaelin actually moved to New York. We moved in together to the same apartment. We now work together full time. We spend a lot of time together, and loads of you have been asking us like how we're getting on and have we killed each other yet, which there's been some close calls, but anyway, so we wanted to just sit down together today and just do a little quick update on how everything's going and kind of tell you about how like things came about and how Kaelin moved here and just kind of a bit of everything really. Yeah, just a quick update. So let's get right into it. Okay, so as I said, back in October, Kaelin made the move to New York. I'd already been living here for like just over 2 years, and then Kaelin moved in October. So she moved here to work at Retro Flame full time, and then we moved in together, as I said as well. So Kaelin, how's it going? People always ask us like how we're getting on. Like when
the first question.
Yeah, when we were home at Christmas, like the first question everyone asked us, yeah, like how are you working together? Like what?
Living together.
People are shocked that we're able to do it, and like we're not the type of sisters that are like get on so well.
I mean, we
get on, but we also fight like crazy.
This time last year, like when Erika was living in New York and I was living in Ireland, we'd barely ring each other. 6 months might pass and we'd not have spoken to each other.
Yeah, like
even though you came home quite a bit. So
yeah, but like last summer, Kaelin was traveling around Asia and I was traveling in California, and I'd say the only contact we
didn't have any contact
was through Instagram.
It was like, oh yeah, she looks like so fun today.
Like we wouldn't like we get on well, but we're not like crazy close all the time. So like living together,
near each other.
Yeah,
we're kind of like that with everyone. Like
yeah, we're bad at keeping in contact.
We're really bad at keeping in contact with people.
But anyway, moving on. So moving in together and living together and working from home was like a really big step. Like
yeah, it was actually.
It could have gone either way, and thank God we're still friends and getting on. But we definitely do fight. Yeah, it's always people's first question when they ask us, it's like, how are you getting on? Because I think anyone that knows us very well knows that we're both like kind of fiery a little bit.
Well, speak for yourself. No, Erika can be a nightmare sometimes, like an absolute nightmare, but it's like hard because we're working together, so obviously we're having to try and be professional, but then it's like, oh, 6 comes and we're sisters again and we can fight and like, you know, like
no, we do have an odd fight.
How do we draw that line?
Yeah, so it's been a learning experience. I think we're definitely getting more used to it now, and like I think we try as well to spend as much time apart as we can.
Yeah, I know
but then we don't, because we've all the same friends here.
Yeah.
I had a group of friends here and then Kaelin just came into that group. Now she's with that group.
Now they like me better.
But yeah, it's going as well as it can be going so far.
Yeah.
Okay, so just moving on to a few questions that we've been getting quite a lot about working together. So the first question that we kind of get a lot is like, what does Kaelin actually do at Retro Flame? Like, why do you need to sit there all day? Like, why did you need to hire her? Like, etc, etc. Because I think a lot of people kind of look towards blogs and they just see like the pretty Instagram posts, or they see like the blog post or the video when it all comes together, but there's so much more behind the scenes, and I just needed help. So it came to the stage that I was spending so much time on small kind of like admin bits and like not able to focus on like creating videos and creating content and blog posts and everything. So Kaelin, what's like a typical day working at Retro Flame?
I guess we always kind of try and start off kind of early, so we just get as much done each day as possible. So we usually start off around 8:30 in the office. Even if we are in our dressing gowns.
For yourself. Kaelin rocks in every morning in the dressing gown.
Erika, you do as well. Don't lie. Don't lie for the camera.
No, I usually put on like something like a jumper. It's like very casual, but I always try and get dressed.
We do get dressed some days. Yeah. There is some Monday mornings that we do walk in our pajamas. I'm not gonna lie. We're still working, people. But so first things first is always admin. We always start off with emails, making sure everything's caught up. Then I go on to like social, like things and bits and bobs like messages and YouTube comments and things like that, just to make sure everything is on top of.
Yeah, just to make sure we're on top of things.
Yeah.
Like, that's always like our first thing up every day, because I feel like you can't start into a day properly until you know that like all the small bits are
back
done.
in your mind otherwise.
Yeah, and it's better just to get those annoying kind of small bits out of the way and then move into like the bigger projects. So usually from like 8:30 to 10 really.
Yeah,
kind of
it's like
spent in
admin,
that.
yeah. And then like a lot of the collaborations that Erika would be doing, I kind of see over, so I'd make sure that, you know, the deadlines are being met and that the content is ready. And another thing that we absolutely live by is Google Calendar, so I make sure that everything that for that week, like events and meetings and stuff like that, is in the calendar. And then usually for the evenings or the afternoons, I go on to like content creation. So I'll make up new
brainstorming and like
brainstorm, come up with like maybe bits and pieces that people have been asking for. So say if we got a few particular messages that week from people saying they wanted a particular post, you know, we
kind of like come together and like we kind of think of, okay, is there a video we can do around this? Is there a blog post? And we were actually really good. So like each Monday morning we have we have a brainstorm meeting. So we start at 8 on Mondays, and from 8 to 9 on Monday mornings we do like just a brainstorm. So like we plan the content for like 2 weeks in advance, and I used to never do that ever. Like if you're watching, you're like, whoa, she's so organized. No, this just happened 3 weeks ago. I think having
still a work in progress,
because I think one of the big issues kind of I had, and I definitely want to write a blog post about this, but when you hire someone onto a team where the team was always just you, it's tricky, because you have to start learning how to like delegate, and you have to kind of like have a better structure. But it's actually the best thing in the world, because now I know Kaelin has to, like, she's with me like every day, and like I know I have to like make sure that she's not bored, and like I'm making sure that she has like things to do,
making the most of me, like giving me something.
Yeah, and making sure that she's enjoying what she's doing. So it just makes me like structure things a lot better as well. So we know of the content like calendar, like for the next 2 weeks, like we post every day.
I could work on a post that's not due for 2 weeks if I have nothing else to be doing that day, you know.
Yeah, so I think like just really sitting down on a Monday morning and planning that like sets our whole week up. So yeah, days are different, but there's definitely similar trends throughout, and the more we're working together, the more we're kind of figuring out what works and what doesn't, and we're coming on
first year. I think for the first few months especially, like as Erika said, like she found it hard because it was only her all along. Like the first month we were like, we didn't know what we were doing. I was just sitting there,
I thought Kaelin was going to quit.
I was like, Erika, you need to like have something ready for me in the morning, like a list, or you know, how do I know what to do? But like I think she didn't trust me for ages. Like she still doesn't trust me with a lot of things, like even Facebook posts sometimes. So like she'd be like, why did you put that X there?
Just like, why did you put that exclamation mark? This is why it's actually good working with your sister, because I could never tell this is somebody else. Like they'd be like,
you just fix it. So when I first started working, like I used to write some of the content for the blog posts, and Erika would look over it and be like, Kaelin, this is just ridiculous. Like if you
change everything.
You might remember like the straight in my basket thing from Vlogmas, but now I'm able to write them and she thinks that they're better. So I've improved.
Like it's definitely, I think when you have a very small team, aka just you, and when somebody else comes onto that team, it's very, very hard to like hand over the trust, because like for as long as I have been doing Retroflame for the last like 4.5, 5 years, it's just been me. Like I've done everything, so then being able to like put that trust in somebody else is a very tricky thing to do. So it's taken me like a couple of months to get into it, but I feel like 4 months in now, like we're actually, like I trust you with loads of things.
We're total control freaks, so
yeah, the two of us are definitely hard hiring someone onto a team where you're not used to having someone there before, but it's also been such a great help. Like I really wish I had hired Kaelin, like I had brought her onto the Retroflame team way earlier. Like I mean, she's always been like helping me here and there with bits and pieces, but like I really wish I had like brought her on full time. Like I want to say like 2 years ago. The timing did
work out.
Yeah, it all comes down to timing, and we'll like kind of touch on that now in a minute, like how it kind of came about that you moved here and started working with me. But it really did all come down to like timing and opportunity and just like the right moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did it actually come about? Like how Kaelin got her visa and how she moved. Like I know the visa thing is like a whole big conversation. I'm gonna do a separate video on that very soon, the two of us, and also my friends Lauren and Neve, because we're all on different visas. So that would actually, I think, be very helpful for people who are looking into it, because it's kind of like this topic that like there isn't an awful lot of information out there unless you know somebody on a visa. So keep an eye out for that. But first, Kaelin, like, how did you move here? What was your visa? What's the situation?
Well, Erika had gotten a new visa in March last year, which allowed her to work for herself in the States, and she actually figured out that she could bring someone else onto that visa basically and have them work with her full time. So when she came home in April, she told me about that, and me, her and mom discussed it for a little bit, and I think we kind of just decided there and then that we, you know, go for it and give it a shot. And then it took about,
it would have been silly not to.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't able to get a grad visa or any of those other traditional visas that people would get. So when I heard about this, I was like, yes, definitely 100%, I would love to do that. So we applied pretty much straight away, but of course that took quite a while.
So long.
It took about 6 months. Like, the visa application didn't go in.
It was like the whole summer. We were like putting in more information and more applications and more. Oh, it was just
so stressful.
So stressful.
And then it didn't go, the application didn't get submitted until August, and I went for my meeting in Dublin in like the end of September when Erika was actually home as well. And they told me they had to review it further, and I was just like, oh my god, this is never going to happen. I honestly did not.
She went there like on a Friday. We were in Dublin, and like none of us could even like tell anyone really, because like nobody knew we were applying.
Hardly anybody.
So she went there on a Friday, and I remember you went into the embassy, and then me and mom went to like a hotel nearby to have coffee.
I was like shaking,
and we were like waiting for the phone call, because they usually like tell you kind of there and then if it's a no. And then we got a phone call, and she was like, they have to review it.
They're reviewing it, and I thought that was like basically kind of a no, even though that had happened to Erika as well.
Yeah,
so we still had a bit of hope.
Yeah.
We still had a small bit of hope, and then they told me they'd ring me first thing Monday morning. So of course I was like up at 6:30 Monday waiting for the call, and they didn't actually email me until I think it was around nearly 10 o'clock, and I opened the email and I was just like the happiest girl in the world. If you'd seen my face at the time. But anyway, I ended up moving that Friday, so I didn't have much time. I just packed and let my friends know, and that was it, and off I went. And I honestly wouldn't change anything now looking back. Like, there was no such thing as being worried or sad or anything. It was just off I go.
I think when you get an opportunity in life, like whatever it is, like not just visas, or like it could be to do with like a job that you never really kind of like thought too much about, but it's just the right time, it's the right opportunity. You kind of have to just go with it. Like, things happen for a reason, and I feel like Kaelin didn't do the traditional college route, so she never kind of had that like graduate visa option or like the H1B or whatever. So like when this opportunity came for her, like she had to take it,
and I was totally ready for
it's
a career
fate
change
in a way, you know. I think like someone's kind of looking down being like, okay, this is what you're supposed to do. Take this opportunity. And I think that's a good way to look at life in general. You know,
I knew I'd like the job, and I knew I loved New York. I'd been here a few times already. So yeah, I just took the opportunity when it came around, and I've definitely not looked back. I'm so much happier this year than I was this time last year. So I'm just, everything happens for a reason.
It just all worked out really well, because like I obviously needed to hire someone onto the Retroflame team. I'd gone full time, things were getting busier, and I kind of wanted to just like up the ante. So it worked out well that this was the perfect timing for Kaelin, and then I was moving apartments, so it was also the perfect time for her to move here.
Everything.
We timed everything, but if one thing had gone wrong, the whole thing was about to fall apart, because I wanted to move into a 2-bedroom apartment, but if Kaelin hadn't got the visa, I would only needed a 1-bedroom apartment, and it was all these little kind of like links that had to come together. So it was a very stressful summer, I won't lie. Remember, I was like traveling in California last summer, and Kaelin was in Asia, but like the two of us were just like waiting to hear back, and like we didn't really know what was going to happen. So yeah, just really happy that it all worked out. And I think that that's kind of the main reason why we probably like just don't fight as much and stuff, because we both kind of like had to fight to get this, and like we're just like really grateful and like lucky that we were able to do this every day, and like just both be able to be in New York and work on a brand that's like, you know, mine and like ours, I guess, and like we're able to do it together and just like not have to like go work for other people and all that. So yeah, any morning that we're not feeling it, we just kind of think like, okay, come on, we worked really hard to get this, like appreciate it, you know.
Of course, definitely.
Okay, and then moving on over to the next set of questions that we get asked so much is like, okay, you work together, and then but tell us like how you're getting on living together, like living with your sister. That's something that people also find very strange.
Well, they find it strange that like we work and live together.
Yeah,
so, like,
but
and our
even
apartment
some people say
is
to
our
me,
office. You know?
Yeah, but some people even say to me like, oh, I could never live with my sister, like I'd kill her.
I've done it as well before. Like, I came to New York 2 years ago for a few months, and I lived with Erika for that
we
whole
kind of
time.
knew what we were getting ourselves in for.
And it's actually, our apartment's really similar to that old one, so it was almost like deja vu, like, except we switched rooms. So I was on the left before, and now I'm on the right. So it's weird, But
no, it's been going good. So I found this kind of thing online that has these like little like quick fire questions about like living together, and like they're like sister related. So I thought it'd be a good way to just end the video on
and give you some information.
So the first one is, who is the cleanest, tidiest? Me.
I mean, that's a hard one.
No, it's not.
Like on a Sunday, my room is immaculate. You'll be able to eat off the floor. But come Friday, like there's clothes on the bed, the makeup is on.
Your room is
it's
like
not
that.
okay. Like once I clean it, it's perfect. But like, do you know when you're picking out outfits as well during the weekend, we never have time here, like to do, like to fix up after ourselves because we're always rushing. So there's always like a big pile of clothes on the bed towards the end of the week. But like I always hoover and I always tidy the kitchen and stuff. But I think Erika's like room is tidier.
I'm tidier with things. I think it's because I hate mess. I hate like things being out of place.
Yeah.
So I kind of go around the place and put things back.
Out of control.
No, it's just your room though. I feel like you're tidy in like everywhere else.
It's just like it's a small room, so it gets out of control really easily. And like there's no like chair to put things on. You know that chair that everyone has? Like I have one in my old room at home, and you can kind of disguise it. But the bed is my chair this time, so yeah.
And it's a very messy chair.
It's okay right now though. It's clean now because of the weekend.
Okay, so yeah, I think I would be the tidiest. Okay, so who's the better cook?
Neither of us.
If anyone saw my was it my last video with the friends thing?
We hate cooking.
Hate cooking.
Hate cooking. Hate shopping for food.
We're both equally as bad.
We're both disheartened with the food situation. I'm especially like I went
to
buy
both had like cereal for dinner last night,
and it was so disgusting. Like the bread here is so disgusting.
You really miss Irish food when you move to America, and it's not that the food's not like delicious as such. It's just everything is full of sugar.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just miss Irish fresh food.
Yeah. Okay, so to answer that question, we're both terrible.
Bad, yeah.
Is there anything that the other person does that's annoying?
How long do we have? I have a list as long as my arm. Number 1.
Oh, okay.
Every single morning I'm woken by Erika's alarm. It goes off 10 times and she keeps snoozing it. Like it'll go off at 6:30 and it'll keep going off until 8:30.
I used to live with my friend Kira and I'd say she was traumatized by me for 2 years.
Like I just don't understand. Like
I know.
If it was anyone else, they'd have you killed by now. Number 2.
Yeah, you're a patient actually, with that.
Number 2, she never fills the Brita. Ever. So there's never water in the Brita when I go to
like the water filter. I do
ever
fill it every now and again.
Hardly ever. Like every time I go to fill my bottle of water, it's empty, and it's definitely you. And she also doesn't fill the coffee machine water. That's just another thing.
Yes, I do. Like I could say the same about you.
Sometimes I forget the coffee, but you did this morning, so I'm just gonna say you. But yeah, she doesn't fill the Brita. What was the other thing?
Is there more things? There was like a list.
What was the other thing I said in there a while ago? There was another thing that annoys me that you do. She spills water all over the couch nearly every evening, even though she knows the bottle.
I have this water bottle and I forget that it's not closed and it goes everywhere.
What's the other thing you do that annoys me as well?
I don't know, Kaelin. Fill me in.
There was one more thing. Oh, there's a good one.
Okay, I'll start because while you're thinking. First of all, Kaelin is incapable of locking the door. Like, it's a good thing I'm like a mother figure around the place because like she'll come in and she just won't, like, we have the door that you have to lock it when you come in, like, so you turn the thing and lock it. Like,
I've always been like that. In Cork I was the exact same.
Like, why can't you just like, okay, I come into the apartment, I lock the door behind me?
I don't know, I'm not used to that door that you have to actually lock. You know, like sometimes they just lock by themselves.
No, Kaelin, that's rare. It's more common to have doors like this.
Well, look, it's a safe place. It's a safe building. It will be fine.
Yeah,
we haven't gotten stolen yet.
Kidnapped, you know where I'm gone, and you know why I'm gone. Anyway, what else do you do that's annoying? There's definitely more.
I doubt it.
You burnt porridge the last day.
Oh, that's the other thing. Oh yeah, that's it, yeah. I burn porridge once, ever. Erika burns every single pot in the apartment. Yeah. She will burn them all with spaghetti or... What else did you burn the other day? Quinoa, rice, anything. And then she'll leave the burnt pots steeping for a week.
In the hot water for them to get better.
So then when I go to cook something, there's no pots, and like they're still steeping. Erika, it's not gonna like a week later.
Okay, well, you burnt porridge the last day.
That
so
was my
we're
first
even.
time burning anything.
And the other 9 things would be.
Oh, Erika always goes out to me for eating loudly and
Oh,
drinking
yeah,
loudly
you
and
do
breathing
that.
out loudly. I don't.
If I'm trying to write a blog post like and Kaelin's sitting next to me, I literally have to move. That's why I have to go to the couch and write the blog post because she's like the loudest everything.
I'm not really, Erika.
And you play music all the time.
Erika
Oh, and she
hums a
also
lot.
no, I know
Hums
another
a
one.
lot.
She also plays
I'm
the same
spitting
song
everywhere.
over and over and over again. What was that song you were playing for like on repeat for like 4 days?
I don't know.
You do know it.
Which one?
The
Shout out to my ex.
yes. Shout out to my ex.
It was a good song.
Oh my god! Like if I heard that, I can't even hear that song anymore. Like
I know.
it's the most annoying
But
thing.
that's
you do.
me in a nutshell. Like I have an addictive personality. I'll play it for 4 days. I can't even listen to that song anymore now.
Okay.
What's our new one that we're playing? Make Me Cry. And then we have Issues.
Oh, we love Picture This. We
Picture
keep
This
playing
is great.
Picture
Picture
This.
This, Pretend
Oh.
is so good.
Yeah, Pretend is really good. And
So
what else?
good.
Their other one, their main one.
Take My Hand.
They're so good.
This Town. I love
I
them.
want them to play if I ever get married.
I want them to play too.
Well, we'll have to see who gets married first.
Probably me.
You probably will. Okay, we're gonna leave it here anyway. I really hope you enjoyed this. We've been filming for like
Way too long.
way too long, so I'm not even sure how this is going to turn out, but hopefully it will turn out good. I'll do the editing now and get this live ASAP. We just wanted to give you a little insight into like working together and living together with your sister, and just for you to kind of get to know us a bit better as well. I went on Snapchat and asked if you wanted the sister tag or this video, and more of you said this video, but I definitely will do like a regular sister tag. We might do it on Kaelin's channel down the line as well. And as always, I do new videos every Tuesday, every Thursday. Kaelin will hopefully make an appearance at some stage down the line as well, and I hope you enjoyed it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.
Bye. God, I look really white too. Can't even see my contour. No, I'm serious.
Like maybe a little bit more space in between us.
I won't be in the video then. Should I just leave?
Okay. Push over. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my... Okay, take 2.